Tigers have managed to tie the series against the Millennials. We are 1-1. We are moving into Game 3. We will see at least 4 games here. It may go to Game 5. Oh, incredibly intense Blaseball here, sports fans. We're 27 minutes away from our next game in the series. Let's take a quick look at the box score. This box score UI is brought to you by Saki Mori, who is working with SIBR, the Society for Internet Blaseball Research. You can find them at SIBR Official. I will warn you, there is forbidden knowledge there. There are stats. Some people don't want those spoilers. Some people don't want to know about the inner workings and mechanics of all of the weird stats that are behind the boards, running in the background of the game. That is in there with SIBR if you go and check out their stuff. But they also put together this really awesome thing. I'm going to actually show it all here 1 second, and then I'll put it back down. Nope, wrong thing. I'm going to move that onto stream so that way you can target what games you're trying to focus on. It's super cool. Thank you so much for them doing this really rad work for the fans that are super stat focused. I can't wrap my brain around the math to save my life, but this is really rad. So I want to shout them out. That's Saki Mori, and that's with SIBR Official at SIBR Official, the Society for Internet Blaseball Research. All right, now let's take a look at this box score. Tigers came out of the cage ferocious. Out the gate, Tigers 4, Millennials nothing. Second inning, deadlocked. Nobody making any points. Inning 3, Tigers put another point on the board. Inning 4, Millennials managed to score 2 runs, and I want to say that violence got vaporized in inning 4. I could be wrong. It could be inning 5. I don't recall exactly, but Blaseball fans tuning in just now, Landry Violence was incinerated while the Millennials were up to bat, and Paula Turnup was added to the Tigers roster right away. Bottom of the 5th. Thank you, Barber Blacksheep. It was the bottom of the 5th was when Landry Violence was Landry vaporized. 5th inning, Tigers put another 2 points on the board. Millennials put their 2 points up, and during that is when it got fiery. 6th inning, deadlocked, 0-0. I think both teams were just absolutely shocked at what happened. 5th inning, Tigers came back, collected themselves for the inning, and just mauled the Millennials for another 5 points on the board. And the Millennials could not bring it back. In the 9th inning, they did manage to put 1 more point on the board, but that was not enough to catch up to the ferocious lead that the Tigers had. Amazing Blaseball today, sports fans. My goodness. Oh, need to take a breath and catch myself here for a moment. Oof. We are 24 minutes away. 24 minutes before Game 3. Tigers and Millennials are tied back up with this second game. For all of you sports fans just tuning in now, thank you for tuning in to Blaseball Radio. I'm your radio host. I am not affiliated with Blaseball.com. I'm a fan, just like all of the rest of you out there. I don't have any jurisdiction over the airwaves, ether waves, or redacted waves. If you want a sportscast to your heart's content. But I will say that the commissioner, when I asked them about it, said, keep it respectful. Blaseball is for everyone, which is why I have the swear filter on in the chat. So bear in mind, if you have salty language, you have to express yourself that way. That's what Twitter's for. I will say, while we're between games, just as a heads up for everyone in the audience, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. If you think those things that I said are political, you're more than welcome to leave the stream by any of the ways that you close your browser window. Bye. Have a good one. But I'm dead serious about that, and I want to make sure that bad actors do not have an opportunity to take root in this really, really beautiful community that we have here at Blaseball. It's been absolutely amazing. So I'm making sure to say this at least a couple times per broadcast. Black Lives Matter. Trans rights are human rights. You don't agree? Skip town. Get out of here. What are you doing? Anyway, speaking of the wonderful, beautiful, absolutely fantastic community that we have for Blaseball, hop on the fan Discord that Blaseball has put together. You can do that very easily up here in the corner, that little Discord button. You can click on that and boom, you're right there. You're in the Discord. The FanWorks channel is a cornucopia of amazing work that people have done in regards to Blaseball. There's all sorts of really rad fan art out there. There's music. There's a fan broadcast that I shouted out earlier. It's AM 9940, I believe. Let me find them real quick. But there's just incredible fan work being done for Blaseball. So you should be sure to check out all of these rad creators that are doing all of this amazing stuff. Yes, for fans out there, at AM9940_Inferno is on Twitter. They have a SoundCloud where they're doing amazing little radio clips for all of this really, really cool stuff. They're basically doing Hellmouth radio broadcasts. It's phenomenal. If you are into the Night Vale angle of Blaseball, Robot in Progress, thank you for saying that in chat. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, they're incredible. It's phenomenal. Blows my mind. Absolutely. Speaking of things that absolutely blow my mind, the Garages have a band and an EP with 6 songs. At A Risk of Rain on Twitter has that up. It's so good. There is a song, it's Mike Townsend, parentheses, is a disappointment, parentheses, and it absolutely slaps. It is phenomenal. I will give a content warning. There are 2 swears for any of our listeners out there that might not be okay with listening to swears. But it's amazing. It's phenomenal. What else do I want to shout out here while we have a few minutes? If you have the time, go ahead and at Blaseball Comms. That is the commissioner of Blaseball. Tell them they're doing a great job. If you have the means to support Blaseball, consider it. They have a Patreon. It's blaseball.com/Blaseball. Patreon.com/Blaseball. You get access to the Blood House in the Discord. Help them transmute dollars into servers not bursting into flames, because they don't have microtransactions in the game. Like, if you're in the shop and you run out of coins to bet, you can just go down to beg and the Blaseball gods will just give you more coins. So, like, they're not making money off of this. They're making money off of sponsors, which we'll talk about their sponsors in a second. And they're making money off of their Patreon. So help them out if you can. If you're already backing Blaseball on Patreon, but you still want to do good with money, there is a charity that the Chicago Firefighters Fan Club is sponsoring this weekend, and it is the Lakeview Pantry in Chicago to help people who need food. There is a link kicking around in the chat from Nightbot. Please check that out. If you can't afford to help the Lakeview Pantry, that's okay. That's totally okay. No pressure. Everyone understands that it's really rough out there right now. There'll be tweets all day tomorrow, I believe, and maybe or later today. Retweet that so more people can get eyes on it. That would be a great help. So shout outs to that. And I will say, if other Blaseball fan groups are going to do more charity-based stuff and they want to have me shout it out on broadcasts, let me know. Reach out to me through the Discord. I'm at Blaseball Radio on the Discord, if I recall correctly. I'm relatively easy to spot. Let me know, and I will shout it out, because it's great that Blaseball is doing good stuff for the community and for people at large, and I want to help support that stuff. Pardon me 1 second. Okay, Barber Black Sheep, I did not know that yet, but yeah. This should go out. Yes. At Risk of Rain, Twitter link. We'll link it. Blaseball Cares is the hashtag. Okay. Beautiful. I will be sure to keep an eye on that. Yes. Hashtag Blaseball Cares. Keep an eye on that hashtag, folks. Because, so, to take my radio host hat off for a moment. And yes, Yes, there is a real radio host hat coming. I'm that kind of a goofball. I went and I ordered one. It's custom embroidered and it's coming soon. Really. For reals. I'm a dork like that. But to take the radio hat off, the reason why I'm doing these broadcasts is because it sucks out there right now. And doing this helps me turn my brain off for a little bit. And I'm hoping that it helps you out there, listeners, to get through a rough day or a rough time or whatever. I'm really hoping that I can help with that. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm saying, don't give me your money. I don't want... no, thank you. I appreciate it. There was one sub. I appreciate you so much. That is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Give money to Blaseball so they can keep their servers from bursting into flames so we can keep doing this goofy, crazy thing that we're doing. Help out with charities. Do stuff like that. If you're absolutely heck bent on throwing money at me, I'm going to tell you again, please don't. Please, please don't. But if you are, what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to use it to try and pay contributors to add things to the channel. I have commissioned emotes from a dear friend of mine, Draco Kitty. Those should be coming soon. There is a couple of music friends that I have that I've reached out to potentially get music that isn't pretzel rock. We'll see what happens. I need to negotiate with them and figure that out. That's what that money would be going to. I would love to bring on people to contribute small things. So, that's what that money would go to. But again, and I'm going to keep saying this. Please don't, please don't, please don't. Give it to charities. Give it to Blaseball. Do something else with it. That's entirely valid to do those things. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I would not be able to do emotes without taking on affiliate. And I really, really, really want a shame emote in the chat. I want it so bad. Ugh. So that's one of the emotes that have been commissioned. Also, what has been commissioned is a old-timey microphone icon like my Twitter icon, which was sketched by my lovely, lovely spouse. I love you, honey. Thank you so much for that lovely sketch. It's adorable, and I love it so much. And then an ominous bird, because birds. The artist that I commissioned does really good ominous cats, so an ominous bird should be real rad from them. Hopefully we'll have that sometime next week, but I don't want to pressure them. They have a lot of stuff going on. It's totally fine. Radio host hat back on. Thank you, Splorts fans of every shape, size, color, and chemical composition for tuning in to Blaseball Radio here on Twitch. I'm your radio host. I am not affiliated with Blaseball.com. I'm not affiliated with the Blaseball Commission in any way, shape, or form. I'm just a fan like all of you out there. If you want to Splortscast, please do so to your heart's content. But remember that the commissioner, when I spoke with them, said, keep it respectful. Blaseball is for everyone. And I want to reiterate something that I've said earlier in the stream. Blaseball is for everyone. Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. If you think those are political statements, you can kick rocks and skip out of town. Have a nice day. Bounce on out of the stream. Percentage Pointless says in chat, the commissioner is doing a great job. They are, and I was just about to shout them out. If you have a moment, hop on Twitter. @BlaseballComms is the commissioner's Twitter. Tell them they're doing a great job. I can only imagine that it's incredibly stressful for this beta game to get smashed by so many people and by peanut fraud. Pardon me. Small belch there. Terribly sorry. Kind of gross. Anyway, Blaseball Comms is probably having a rough time with all of the craziness that is happening. So take a moment. Tell them they're doing a good job. It's always nice to have someone tell you, hey, you're doing a good job out there. So take a moment. Do that if you can. I need to fix something on Nightbot here real quick. Because it keeps not wanting to post my don't give me money message. Okay, cool. Should be set now. Should be unborked. Speaking of sponsoring and assisting Blaseball. Blaseball is sponsored this week by friends at the table. If you have not checked them out, there's a very easy way to do so. You can click on Shop, And then there's this Get button right there. You can click on that, and it brings you to friendsathetable.net, the website where you can see all of the really cool, listen to all the great episodes done by Friends at the Table. Their bonus episodes, Sports Are Just Numerology, is a one-shot. You don't need to know anything about Friends at the Table to jump into that game and listen to them. It's 2 players, Arthur Martinez-Tebble and Austin Walker. They are both really amazing role players. You should check that out. Friends at the Table is an actual play RPG podcast focused on critical world building, smart characterization, and fun interactions between good friends. They are right now in a sci-fi season called Partisan, which is extremely cool. There are mechs and political intrigue, and it's a really great show. If you're more into fantasy, there's a couple of really great fantasy seasons. There is Marielda is a great jumping on point for the Hyron campaign stuff that they do. It's all good. I am a huge fan of it. If you're into really rad music, Jack DeKeat is the musician and composer for Friends at the Table. You can find them at Not Quite Real on Twitter. Their music absolutely slaps. It is phenomenal. You should check them out. They are part of Friends at the Table. They play some really, really awesome characters. We are just shy of 12 minutes away from Game 3 of Blaseball Season 3. Let's take a quick look back at the last game and talk about what in the heck happened. Thank you, Millard, for the reminder. I have my tea on hand. Right next to me. You can hear my mug. Tigers managed to tie up the series against the Millennials. Tigers 12, Millennials 5. We have a box score down here at the bottom of the screen. This is thanks to Saki Mori and Sibber, the Society for Internet Blaseball Research, at SIBR official, all one word. Let me throw it in chat. Stop being dumb, you Surface. Stop it. There we go. At SIBR official. That is how we have this box score here. It is a really cool thing that they developed, and it is available for people to use. If you're sportscasting and you're only focusing on one game, this is super, super handy. When I normally cover the main season, I'm covering all 10 games simultaneously for a 3-game set. Anyway. Game 2. Tying up the series, Tigers burst out of their cage, ferocious, fierce, ready for some splorts. 4 runs, top of the first inning. Absolute madness. Millennials put on the back foot for a bit. Tigers come back in the 3rd inning, managed to put another point on the board. Millennials put 2 points on the board at the bottom of the 4th. Tigers put another 2 on the board. Millennials, during the bottom of the 5th, put another 2 points on the board. But fan favorite Landry Violence was incinerated by a rogue umpire. Landry Violence was immediately replaced by Paula Turnip for the Tigers. The next inning, 6th inning, was just shock and awe for both teams. No points on the board any which way. 5th inning, Tigers come back with a vengeance, bloodthirsty 5 runs in the inning, and the Millennials try to catch up but cannot catch a break. They managed to put another point on the board during the bottom of the 9th, but it is not enough. The Tigers dominate that game, tying up the series. We will be going to at least 4 games. We shall see what happens here on Blaseball Season 3 Finals. Game 3, 8 minutes and change away. I'm going to pause my mic for a moment, throw out some reminders for folks who want to tune in and have a sip of tea. Place your bets while you can, folks, and get ready for another amazing round of Blaseball, the world's greatest sport, here on Blaseball Radio. Be back in just a moment. All right, Splorts fans. Couple of swigs of tea. Tweet is ready to fire. Let's fire that off now. And let's tell Hot Corner that we're live. We're 5.5 minutes away from Game 3 of Season 3 Finals. Discipline era under uncertainty here at Blaseball, the world's greatest sport. Thank you all so very, very, very much for tuning in to Blaseball Radio. I'm your radio host, and we are getting ready for another intense game of Blaseball here. Last game was absolutely ferocious from the Tigers. Absolutely sad for the fans, with Landry Violence being incinerated by a rogue umpire. Let's see if the Tigers can focus that vengeance to tear the Millennials down to size, or if the Millennials can capitalize on the upset the Tigers must be feeling right now over the loss of Violence. Paula Turnup is the new player added to the Tigers, and while we still have a few minutes remaining, let's look at the team lineups. Nagomi Meng is pitching for the Tigers. Nagomi Meng is a 2-star pitcher. Paula Turnup is the rookie for Tigers, replacing Landry Violence. 4 stars. The Millennials have Theodore Cervantes pitching. Cervantes is a 3.5-star pitcher. Could be a little tough for the Tigers. The Millennials do have the 4th strike on their side, a decree that was voted on at the end of Season 2. So it will make it a little hard for the Tigers to strike them out as easily as any other team. Get your bets in while you can, Splorts fans. If you run out of coins, be sure to jump into the shop, scroll down, and beg the Blaseball gods for more coins. They are beneficent. They do not charge you anything for these coins. There are no microtransactions. There are no macrotransactions. And I borrowed an electron economoscope from my local public library and did a cursory look of the website, and there does not seem to be any nano-transactions either. Blaseball is supported 2 primary ways. One is their Patreon. It is patreon.com/Blaseball. You can get access to the Bloodhouse Discord channel that way and help them convert money into servers not bursting into flames. The other way is through their sponsors. That is Friends at the Table this week. You can click on this Get button and hop over to listen to podcasts by the group Friends at the Table. It is an actual play podcast series focused on critical world building, smart characterization, and fun interactions between good friends. As a reminder, Blaseball Radio is not affiliated with Blaseball.com in any way, shape, or form. We are not getting any money from them. Help support them. Want to keep it transparent. I'm not getting any money from them. Give them money to help keep their servers from bursting into flames. If you're already giving money to them and you want to contribute money to a good cause, you will see a link periodically in chat for a charity that is being focused on by the Chicago Firefighters Fan Club this weekend, and that is the Lakeview Pantry Food Bank. If you can afford to help people this way and donating money, do so. If you can't afford to, if you're not comfortable, if you're not financially secure, that's okay. Everyone out there understands that it is a tough time right now. So just retweet the charity links that go up. It should be #BlaseballCares. Retweet that stuff so more people can get eyes on it and potentially do some good out there. So we're 1 minute and 34 seconds away from Game 3. We will see what happens here, Splorts fans. With 1 minute and change remaining, I want to do a quick shout out here. Blaseball is for everyone, so if you have salty language that you absolutely have to express about the situations in the game, take it to Twitter. That's what it's for, not the chat. If swear filters are on, it's going to block you. Just throw it on Twitter. In a related vein, I'm going to say Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. If you think those things that I am saying are political, you are more than welcome to skip on out of the stream and close it for any way you close a browser tab. Bye. It's important that this channel be a safe space for everyone. Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. End of story. We're 30 seconds and change away from our next game here at Blaseball Radio. I'm super excited. It has been a nail-biter for me. I feel the tension. I'm used to calling 10 games simultaneously during the regular season. This is my first post-season stream, and it is so intense to watch one game super focused. We are seconds away, 10 seconds away from our next game day. One note of the national anthem has been played and promptly silenced because it's time for some sports. Let's go, sports fans. Game on. Play ball. Tigers batting first, top of the first. Theodore Cervantes pitching for the Millennials. Fish Summers up to bat for the Tigers. Strike one, looking for Fish Summer. And there's a foul ball right after. Let's see what happens for Fish Summer here, sports fans. We are under a solar eclipse. Be warned. More incinerations could happen. These birds hate baseball, it says. Oh, the weather changed! The weather changed, sports fans! We are not under we are not under solar eclipse anymore. We have many birds. Be warned. Fish Summers hits a solo home run, leading the pack for the Tigers. Paula Turnup, rookie for the Tigers, replacing Landry Violence, up to bat now. Strike one, swinging for Turnup. Ball one for Turnup. 1 ball, 1 strike for Turnup. And there's a strike two looking. Paula Turnup, rookie for the Tigers, must be feeling the pressure to try and fill Landry Violence's shoes. Ball 2, 2-2. Ball 3 for Turnup. Count is 3-2 for Turnup. And hits a ground out to Sandy Turner. That's our first out at the top of the first. Tigers leading 1-0 to Millennials. Jessica Telephone, gunblade bat ready, dial tone swinging. Let's see what happens. Foul. Ball 1 for Jessica Telephone. Strike 2 looking. And Jessica Telephone hits a single and makes it to first base. Let's see if the Tigers can capitalize on this. Alyssa Harrell, who's been putting in some serious work for the Tigers lately, is up to bat now. There is a strike 1 swinging for Harrell. Strike 2 looking for Harrell. And hits a single. Oh, sorry, wrong sound effect. No incineration. False alarm, fans. Pete O'Neill Duffy batting now for the Tigers. We have someone on first and second right now. Duffy. Oh my goodness. Duffy hits a single and scores. Tigers on the board 2-0. Someone on first and third. 1 out. Moody Cookbook up to bat. Cookbook hits first on fielder's choice. Duffy out on second. Harrell scores. Tigers 3-0. First inning. Oh my goodness. 2 outs. Ren Morin batting now. Strike 1 looking. Someone on first. Strike 2 looking for Ren Morin. Cervantes is feeling the pressure. Ren Morin hits the ground out to Dominic Marijuana. Bottom of the first. Millennials have a deficit to try and make up for right now. A little too much like real life, really. Dominic Marijuana batting now for the Millennials. Strike 1 swinging for Dominic Marijuana. And there is a foul for Dominic Marijuana. And hits the ground out to Paula Turnup. Oh, ouch. McLaughlin Scorpler batting now for the Millennials. Strike 1 looking. Count is 0-1 with 1 out for Scorpler. The pressure is on Millennials fans. Ball 1, strike 1. Scorpler, count is 1-1, 1 out. I hardly think a few birds are going to bring about the end of the world, says the chat box. Ominous. Ball 2-1, strike 4. Scorpler. Ball 3. Scorpler may be scuttling to first base on a walk. McLaughlin Scorpler hits a flyout to Jessica Telephone. Conrad Vaughn batting now for the Millennials. And there's a foul ball for Vaughn. Foul ball 2 for Conrad Vaughn. Batting for the Millennials here at the bottom of the second. And another foul for Conrad Vaughn, and there is a ball for Conrad Vaughn. Count is 1-3, 2 outs. Another ball. Count is 2-3 now, and Conrad Vaughn hits the ground out to Fish Summer. Tigers are up to bat, top of the second. Theodore Cervantes pitching for the Millennials. The pressure is on. Zion Alicia Keys batting for the Tigers. Strike one looking. Don't feed the birds, says game chat. Game log, sorry. Birds, terrifying, ominous. Strike 2, swinging for Zion Alicia Keys. Hits a ground out to McLaughlin Scorpler. First out, top of the second. Randy Castillo, ready to Castigo for the Tigers. Ball 1, count is 1-0 for Randy Castillo with 1 out. Can they distance themselves further? Strike 1 swinging. Right now, 1 strike, and another strike swinging. Ball 2, count is 2-2 for Randy Castillo. Ball 3, Castillo might be walking. See what happens here. Sports fans draws the walk. Cervantes walks Randy Castillo. Fish Summer batting now for the Tigers. And hits a fly out to McLaughlin Scorpler. Paula Turnup, new rookie for the Tigers, replacing Landry Violence, batting now 2 outs. Someone on first. Let's see what happens. Ball 1 for Paula Turnup. Turnup hits a single. On first base now, first and third, Jessica Telephone, vengeance-minded with the dial tone gunblade bat up to bat. Let's see if Telephone can dial it in here, sports fans. There's a foul ball. The birds are after the children, says the game log. Ominous. Ball 1, strike 1 so far, and Telephone hits a ground out to Winnie McCall. Millennials batting now. Tigers leading at the bottom of the second right now, 3-0 versus the Millennials. Millennials need to bring their A game. Drakena batting now for the Millennials. Thomas Drakena, ball 1. Ball 2 for Drakena. Let's see what happens here, sports fans. Ball 3 for Thomas Drakena. And then hits a ground out to Moody Cookbook. Schneider Bendy up. Now, batting for the Millennials, strike 1 looking for Schneider Bendy. 1 out, 1 strike. Can Bendy bring it? Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and another strike swinging for Schneider Bendy. Ball, and another strike looking for Bendy. Count is 1-3, 1 out. And Bendy hits a ground out to Jessica Telephone. 2 outs for the Millennials. They just can't get it going right now. I think the Millennials need to plug in and recharge here. Wesley Dudley hits a ground out right away to Randy Castillo. Oh, my goodness, New York fans. You hate to see it. But the Tigers are absolutely ferocious today. Alyssa Harrell up now for the Tigers. And hits a fly out right away to Thomas Drakena. Peanutial Duffy up now for the Tigers. Do these birds have souls? Asks Game Log. Peanutial Duffy hits a triple. Makes it to third base safely. Woof. This could be the beginning of the Tigers shutting down the Millennials in this game. Moody Cookbook hits a ground out to Thomas Drakena. 2 outs. Ren Morin up to bat for the Tigers. We have someone in scoring position on third base. Let's see what happens. Can Morin make it happen? Hits a single and scores! Tigers now 4-0 against the Millennials. 2 outs. Zion Alicia Keys batting now and hits a fly out to Winnie McCall. We're at the bottom of the third. Millennials up to bat. Tigers leading 4-0. For sports fans just tuning in, Landry Violence was incinerated last game. Paula Turnup replaces them. Richardson games up to bat for the Millennials now. 2 balls back-to-back pitched by Nagomi Meng. Is Games going to play or is Games going to walk? Let's see what happens. Strike swinging for Games. And a strike 2 looking. Count is 2-2 for Games. Hits a ground out to Jessica Telephone. That's first out for the Millennials. Winnie McCall batting now. Ball 1 right away for Winnie McCall. Strike 1 looking for Winnie McCall. It's 1-1 right now for McCall. With 1 out, strike 2 looking. Ball 2. Winnie McCall hits the ground out to Peanut Duffy. 2 outs for the Millennials at the bottom of the third. This could be the Tigers shutting them out and taking the lead in this series. Sandy Turner leading now. They're clearing feathers off the field. Strike 1 looking for Sandy Turner. Can Turner turn it around? 2 outs. Hits a ground out to Randy Castillo. Top of the fourth. Tigers. 4-0 versus the Millennials. Tigers batting. Zion Alicia Keys up now. Strike swinging for Zion Alicia Keys, followed by a ball back-to-back. Count is 0-2 for Zion Alicia Keys, and Zion Alicia Keys strikes out swinging, first out at the top of the fourth here for the Tigers. They're still dominating right now, 4-0. Randy Castillo is ready to Randy Castillo go here for the Tigers. Go time. Let's see what happens. Ball 1 right out the gate for Castillo, and there's a strike looking. Counts 1-1 right now. This is a nail-biter. This is incredibly tense. This game could swing either way at this moment. They're clearing feathers off the field, says the game chat. 2 balls, 1 strike for Castillo. A 4-point lead is strong, but it's not game over yet. Where did these birds come from after a foul for Castillo? 2-2 is the count for Castillo. And Castillo strikes out looking. That's 2 outs right now, top of the fourth. Tigers still leading 4-0. Fish Summer has been making it hot for the Tigers. See if Hot Fish Summer continues. It does not. Hits a fly out right away. Millennials batting now, bottom of the fourth. The Millennials did have someone on base very briefly, but they could not capitalize on it, if I recall correctly. Dominic Marijuana batting now for the Millennials. Strike 1 looking. And then there's a ball. Count is 1-1. Foul ball. 2 strikes for Dominic Marijuana. I'm wondering if the Millennials are potentially leaning too heavily on their 4th strike, and it's just making them a little sloppy here. I don't know what's happening with their team. 2 balls, 3 strikes right now for Dominic Marijuana. And there's another ball. It's 3-3. And Dominic Marijuana hits a solo home run, putting the Millennials on the board. Let's see if they can continue this momentum. No outs right now. McLaughlin Scorpler batting for the Millennials. Tigers still leading 4 to Millennials, 1 at the bottom of the fourth. Strike 1 swinging for Scorpler. Strike 2 looking for Scorpler. And then there's a ball. Count is 1-2 for McLaughlin Scorpler. Can Scorpler score? Strike 3 swinging and hits the ground out to Peanut Duffy. That's the first out for the Millennials right now. Conrad Vaughn up to bat and hits the ground out right away to Alyssa Harrell. My goodness, New York fans, my hearts go out to you. I have spare hearts, so more of them can go out to more fans. Thomas Drakena batting now. Have you ever seen this many birds? Asks the game log. Ball 1 for Drakena. Have you ever seen this many birds? Asks the game log again. Ball 2 for Drakena. Ball 3 for Drakena. Let's see if Drakena walks. Bird noises, says the game log. Ominous, to say the very least. Thomas Drakena hits the ground out to Jessica Telephone. We're at the top of the fifth. Fish Summer batting now. Strike 1 looking for Fish Summer. Tigers leading 4-1 versus the Millennials. Strike 2 looking. Let's see what happens here, sports fans. Ball 1. Count is 1-2 right now for Fish Summer. There's another foul right now for Fish Summer. Ball 2. Count is 2-2 for Fish Summer. Let's see what happens here. Strikes out swinging. Fish Summer strikes out swinging. That's first out, top of the fifth for the Tigers. Tigers still leading 4-1. Paula Turnup, newcomer to the Tigers, replacing fan favorite Landry Violence, hitting a ground out to Schneider Bendy right away. Turnup definitely is feeling the pressure. Jessica Telephone, gunblade bat user, wielding the dial tone is up. Strike 1 looking. Ball 1. Count is 1-1 for Telephone. It feels and hits a single. I was just about to say that Telephone can't get a connection there, but there we go. Alyssa Harrell batting now for the Tigers. Harrell has been putting in some heavy lifting. Hits a fly out to McLaughlin. Scorpler, though, cannot capitalize on that first base placement of Telephone. New York Millennials batting now. Bottom of the 5th. Schneider Bendy up to bat for the Millennials. Strike 1 looking for Bendy. Ball 1. Let's see what happens here, sports fans. What are we going to do with all of these birds? Says the game log. Have you ever seen this many birds? Schneider Bendy hits the ground out to Randy Castillo. This may be the beginning of the end for the Millennials. Wesley Dudley batting for the Millennials. Now, Tigers playing the defensive game, just holding on to their lead. Ball 1 for Wesley Dudley. Hits the ground out to Fish Summer. Richardson Games. Are they here to play? Let's see what happens. 2 outs right now. Richardson Games batting. Ball 1. Strike 1 looking. Ball 2. Strike 1 looking. Strike 1 for Richardson Games. Ball 3. And Richardson Games draws a walk. Winnie McCall batting now for the Millennials and hits a fly out right away to Peanut Duffy. Top of the 6th. Tigers leading 4-1. Can the Tigers just play a defensive ball game here for the rest of the game and push it to game 4 and take the lead? Peanut Duffy batting now for the Tigers. Ball 1. Couple of fans in chat are calling out that Jessica Telephone has been putting in some serious field work out there, and this is 100% true. 2 balls. The birds are mad at you. You specifically. You know who you are, says the game log. I feel bad for that fan about to be pecked by a bunch of birds. Strike. Swinging. Strike again. Looking for Duffy. Count is 2-2 for Peanut Duffy. And hits a ground out to Schneider Bendy. First out for Tigers. Top of the 6th. Moody Cookbook batting now. See what happens with the Cookbook. The birds are after the children, says the game log. Oh no. Foul ball, and then a strike looking back to back for Moody Cookbook. And Moody Cookbook strikes out looking. That's 2 outs here. The top of the 6th for the Tigers. They are still leading 4-1 versus the Millennials. Ren Morin up now for the Tigers. Strike 1 swinging for Ren Morin. And there's a ball for Ren Morin back-to-back. And another ball. Let's see what happens. And another ball. 3 balls. 1 strike. Is Morin going to take a walk? Morin draws the walk. Zion Alicia Keys batting now for the Tigers. 2 outs. Someone on first. Let's see if Alicia Keys has the key to success. Strike 1 looking. Strike 2 swinging. Foul ball. Zion Alicia Keys strikes out looking. Millennials are up to bat now. Bottom of the 6th. Winnie McCall batting for the Millennials. Millennials are trailing behind the Tigers right now. Tigers 4, Millennials 1. Winnie McCall hits a fly out right away to Peanut Duffy. It's not looking good for New York. Sandy Turner batting now for the New York Millennials. Ball 1. Let's see what happens. Ball 2 for Sandy Turner. Ball 3. Sandy Turner may be walking here. Strike 1 swinging. Count is 3-1 for Sandy Turner with 1 out. And hits a fly out to Jessica Telephone. Telephone is putting in the field work today, if not the Blaseball bat smashing. Dominic Marijuana, fan favorite, hits a ground out right away to Moody Cookbook. We're at the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th. Hades Tigers batting now, leading against New York. Tigers 4, Millennials 1. Randy Castillo batting now for the Tigers. Foul ball for Randy Castillo right away, and hits the ground out right away to Conrad Vaughn. First out. Fish Summer. Batting now for the Tigers. Hits a ground out to Dominic Marijuana. Whoa. Tigers fans, this is tense. Paula Turnup, new rookie for the Tigers. Batting now. Strike one swinging. Strike two swinging. Hits a solo home run, distancing further from the Millennials. Tigers 5, Millennials 1. Jessica Telephone with the gunblade bat out and ready. Strike one looking. And Jessica Telephone hits a solo home run as well. Back-to-back solo home runs. Tigers 6, Millennials 1. Alyssa Harrell now up for the Tigers. 2 outs. Is Harrell going to keep the solo home run game going? Strike one, and there's a ground out to Thomas Drakena. Millennials batting now at the bottom of the 7th. It's looking like the Tigers may take this and take the lead for the series. McLaughlin Scorpler batting now for the Millennials. Millennials must be feeling the pressure. Strike one, looking for Scorpler. Strike two, looking. Ball one, count is 1-2 for McLaughlin Scorpler. Tense. Blaseball. Scorpler hits the ground out into Fish Summer's mitt. First out. Conrad Vaughn batting now. Foul ball for Conrad Vaughn. The Millennials do not have many opportunities left to try and put points on the board. Vaughn, ground out to Jessica Telephone. Telephone coming in after a solo home run and just putting in the work out in the field all game. Thomas Drakena batting for the Millennials. Hits a single. Makes it safely to first. Schneider Bendy batting now for the Millennials. 2 outs. It's a tough one for Bendy. Foul ball 1. Let's see what Bendy will do here. Folks, another foul ball for Schneider Bendy. Ball 1. Count is 1-2 for Schneider Bendy. Strike 3, but the Millennials have a 4th strike, so let's see what happens here. Another ball. Count is 2-3 for Schneider Bendy. Hits the ground out to Ren Morin. It's the top of the 8th. Tigers, ferocious, fierce. 6 runs to the Millennials 1. Peanut Duffy batting for the Tigers. The Millennials will need to recharge and get ready for Game 4. This does not look good for them, but Peanut Duffy gets a ball right now. Pitcher Theodore Cervantes is feeling the pressure. Another ball back-to-back, and then Peanut Duffy hits the ground out to Schneider Bendy. 1 out right now. Moody Cookbook batting for the Tigers. Does Cookbook have the recipe for success? Can they cook up some points here? Strike 1 looking. Ball 1. Count is 1-1 for Moody Cookbook. Hits a ground out to Winnie McCall. Oh. Tigers are playing a defensive game here. More points is nice, but the Tigers just need to hold out, and they've got it. Strike 1 looking for Ren Morin. Strike 2 swinging for Ren Morin. Several birds are pecking, says the game log. Ren Morin strikes out looking. The Millennials are batting now. The Tigers are 6 outs away from taking the lead in the series. Bottom of the 8th. Millennials only have 1 run. Wesley Dudley batting. Wesley Dudley hits the fly out to Zion Alicia Keys immediately. Richardson Games batting next. 1 out. 5 more outs and the Tigers have this. Ball 1. They will be taking the lead in the series. Richardson Games hits a single and gets to first base. 1 out though. Let's see if the Millennials can capitalize on this. Winnie McCall batting now for the Millennials. This is too many birds, says the game log. There's so many I can't even see them. It's ominous. Ball 1 for Winnie McCall. Strike 1 swinging. Count is 1-1 for Winnie McCall. Where did these birds come from? Asks Game Chat. Ball 2. Strike 1. Winnie McCall feeling the pressure. Foul ball. Count is 2-2 for Winnie McCall with 1 out. There's another ball. Count is 3-2. Let's see what happens for McCall. Winnie McCall draws the walk. First and second loaded right now for the Millennials. 1 out. Can they capitalize on this? Sandy Turner, can they turn it around? Let's see what happens. Reaches on fielder's choice. Richardson Games out at third. First and second still loaded, 2 outs. Dominic Marijuana, fan favorite of the Millennials. Let's see what happens. Several birds are pecking, says the game log. Beware the birds. They are ominous. Dominic Marijuana hits a ground out to Fish Summers. Top of the ninth. Tigers 6, Millennials 1. Zion Alicia Keys batting. Tigers could put no points on the board, and if they can get 3 outs in a quick succession in the bottom of the ninth, it's over for the Millennials in this game, and puts the Tigers at the lead in the series. The birds are very loud, says the game log, and there is a foul for Zion Alicia Keys. 5,731 birds, 5,731. Zion Alicia Keys ground out to Richardson Games. Randy Castillo batting for the Tigers. Foul ball 1 for Castillo. Foul ball 2 for Castillo. Ball 1. Count is 1-2 for Randy Castillo. Theodore Cervantes for the Millennials has to be cracking under this pressure now. Ball 2. 2-2 right now for Castillo. The birds are after the children, says game log. Please tend to your children. Randy Castillo hits the double. Fish Summer batting now for the Tigers. 1 out. Several birds are pecking. Randy Castillo steals third. Oh my goodness. Can Fish Summer score? Fish Summer hits a triple and scores! Tigers 7, Millennials 1. Someone on third. Paula Turnup, new rookie for the Tigers. Batting now. Ball 1. Can turn up the heat on the Millennials. Strike 1. Swinging for Turnup. 1-1. Strike 2. Looking. Count is 1-2 for Turnup. Foul ball. Literally biting my nails here watching this, sports fans. This is intense. Paula Turnup hits a single, scores. Tigers 8, Millennials 1. Jessica Telephone with the dial tone up to bat. Strike 1 looking. Ball 1. Count is 1-1 for Telephone. Can Telephone dial it in? Ball 2. 2-1 right now. Telephone reaches first on fielder's choice. Paula Turnup out at second. Alyssa Harrell batting now for the Tigers. 2 outs. Hits a fly out to Wesley Dudley. We're in the bottom of the ninth. The Tigers are 3 outs away from taking the lead in this final series. Nagomi Mang feeling the pressure and pitching now. McLaughlin Scorpler batting for the Millennials. Hits a ground out right away to Fish Summer. Conrad Vaughn batting now for the Millennials. Intense. Foul ball 1. Count is 0-1 for Conrad Vaughn. Have you ever seen this many birds? Asks the game log. I haven't. It's intense. Conrad Vaughn hits the fly out to Moody Cookbook. Tigers are 1 out away from taking the lead in this series. Thomas Trakana batting now for the Millennials. 2 outs. Is this the end of the... It's the ground out to Jessica Telephone. Tigers taking the lead in the series against the Millennials. Tigers 8, Millennials 1. We're 31 minutes and change away from Game 4 in the finals of Blaseball Season 3, the Discipline Era Under Uncertainty. I'm your radio host, and this is Blaseball Radio. Sports fans, this has been amazing Blaseball. It is incredibly intense out there. So intense that I'm going to take a brief break while we are waiting for our next game in 30 minutes. I'm going to go make myself a hot cup of tea and help relax my throat just a wee bit before we have another shatteringly intense, nail-biting game in 30 minutes. I'll be back. We'll see you in a few moments.